Welcome back to another episode of the Twistedtubz podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Tubbity, aka Twistedtubz. He is Mr. Davy Boy, David Markham. Thank you very much for coming on the show, man.
No problem, buddy. How you doing?
Good, I'm good. Davy has been a massive, massive supporter of the show since it started, and I actually genuinely appreciate that, my friend.
I've ever since the whole Badger stuff, watching all of us, like Brian, yourself, Paddy, Baz, all seeing the main people like keeping themselves busy and like doing their passion when we're not together. Always gonna have to give everyone support,
Yeah. No, it's been I think, I mean, I remember I had this conversation last year when like the first wave of the pandemic hit, like, and I remember even said it, going, it's like, I feel like I'm doing nothing. I feel like I haven't done anything, But Paddy and Brian very much reminded me that I'd like been on Paddy's show doing the World War Z, episodes.
Yeah.
I'd been on a weekly show with Brian doing Retro Wrestle Chat for nearly a year. So I was kind of going, I actually had been doing stuff, but I think mentally I felt I hadn't physically been picking up anything to do it. And it was the start of this year where I literally said to myself, you know what? Excuse me. I said, this year I have to do something to keep my brain from just like go exploding. So Twistedtubz podcast was born, and now we're sitting here 12 episodes in, my friend. No, we're not 12 episodes. We're way more than that. What am I on about? Extract that from the record. See, this is what I love about recording these things, is because I have a figure in my head and the figure isn't right. But you know what? It's all good. We're here to talk about David, not how I do with maths. That's for another episode. But yeah, so look, as I said, we're here. We're going to get stuck into the conversation and we're going to talk. And as you all know, when I have a guest on the show, I like to start off the show by asking David Markham, what is your origin story? How, like, what started your love for entertainment? Like, what brought you kind of on that, like, because me and you, we had gone to college together and things, and we kind of had chatted about it, but
which was crazy.
Which is insane to think, like, you know what I mean? But it is that thing. It was like, well, what was the thing that sparked you in that direction? Like, what was the entertainment thing that grabbed you in? Why was it that you wanted to move forward with, for like YouTube videos, Twitch, and all this kind of stuff that ended up becoming a thing?
Like at the start, it wasn't like making films, like, because I grew up playing the console straight out of the womb, basically. Time Crisis, Crash Bandicoot, like, 95. I was born in 95, so playing those ones, it was pretty awesome. And like as it slowly went on through the years, what was it like? I think it was more so animation. It was really catching my interest, and then it moved on to filming. And then, like, for so long I wanted to be a PE teacher, and then I was like, because I was like really in fitness, and I was like, you know what, actually I don't want to do that, because like how, like, I don't want to do that. So I was like, I want to make games. So I was going to college to do that, and then my dad was like, do you really want to make games? And I was like, I was just like, yeah. And then I actually like sat down and thought about it for a while. And I was like, actually, you know what? I love movies. I love movies. I watch way too many movies to, and I was like, all right, let's get into film. Let's get behind the scenes of a film, So I went to college, where I met yourself. I'm related to Paddy, so I knew Paddy was doing these things. And I remember, was it the Red Hen when they had the like premiere of the first film? They had like Steven Spade in it. Is that it?
Oh yeah. There would have been I think actually, do you know what? I think it might have been the Red Hen. I think that's where they showed. I think it was the. Now, Paddy, correct us in the comments on this one when you see it. If it was the Red Hen, because I do remember that it was played. No, I'm forgetting it. It was the Three Don'ts that was the Odeon, and it might have been the Red Hen that was the.
Yeah, it was definitely Red Hen, because Three Don'ts was.
We call it the original trilogy, like, because that was the original three.
Yeah, like I actually have a picture that I'll send to you, like, after we're done here, of me there with Paddy, and like it's crazy how crazy that we all like look and different, or how different we are and stuff. But and then I went to college, and I, I was enjoying it. But then, like, that's where I met you, and Amy, Joe. Like, I knew Jody, but we all came together, and I literally spent like all my time in level 6 instead of being level 5.
Yeah, I know.
Which was absolutely hilarious, because like working with you, Adam, Nathan, all the lads, and I was just like, and I handed my request to go up to level 6, and I was like, no, it's too late, and I was like, balls. But after that, I just really, really stuck into making YouTube videos for ages. And I was actually doing it for like myself. I was like vlogging and doing like all these positivity stuff for people, like, growing up. And then I got like, I was very insecure back then. So I was like, anytime someone slagged me about it, I kind of was like, okay. And then I deleted my channel, which I, to this day, I still regret. But then like, now like I have YouTube, like my YouTube channel, my podcast, my Twitch, like I don't let anything like phase me mentally now, because I've kind of grown to know that one thing that I've learned in life is do what you want to do. Like, the worst thing that you're going to feel, and no matter how many times someone insults you or something, you'll always regret that you didn't do it.
One thing on that note as well that I've learned over time is that, those people that slag you about like, your YouTube channel is crap.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Obviously, I do get it, because I was insecure about that stuff as well growing up. But now I look at it and kind of go, like, all right, my YouTube channel might be crap, but where's yours?
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing with your life but holding other people down?
It's like the whole thing about, I remember like to jump back to like when I made the first film, like nobody, obviously, nobody comes up to you and goes like, oh, your film's terrible, but you know yourself, some people might not like it, might not think it's good. Why are you going this direction? Why would you bother doing something like that? But at the end of the day, and I had to be reminded of this, that it doesn't matter if the movie's crap or if the movie turned out terrible or anything like that. I don't think it did. I mean, for a first time feature film, it just doesn't look like a Hollywood movie.
Why doesn't your film look like Avengers?
Yeah, exactly. It didn't look like Avengers, so in this generation, it's not acceptable. But but at the end of the day, it's one of those things where this is a lesson you learn: is no matter what people say about it, Dev, nobody can take away that you did it.
Yeah, like, do what you love doing.
Yeah, these are stepping stones, man, that you build for yourself without realizing it at the time. It's when you're a little older, you kind of go like, oh my God, look at all the stuff I've actually done. And you know what I mean? And so it doesn't matter what anyone else says, man,
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I remember it was when I started making my music, I think it was 2 years ago. It was 4 a.m. I was just lying in bed, and I was just like, I literally just thought to myself, and I was like, what's literally stopping you right now? And to this day, I've like an album coming out in 2 months, and then that'll be a subtotal of 50 tracks made in 2 years, just from having fun doing that myself,
Okay, put the entertainment aside a second. Talk to me about the album.
Yeah, it'll be my 3rd album that I've released under because I do it for passion, and I don't want, like, I just do it for fun as a hobby. Like, I don't be like, yo, listen to my music. Like, it's just something that's on like SoundCloud, it's on my YouTube, that I just make. And I'm just like, I think Paddy and Brian saw one of them, my song Level Up. Like, that was like a year into it, and that's like when people are like, oh wait, this is actually decent. And I was like, yeah, I know. I made it. And they were like, oh, what, shit? And I was like, yeah. Like, and I was like sitting beside Amy, and like I played it for her, and she was like, enjoyed it. And then she's like, oh, who did this? I was like, me. She's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, because like, if you go onto my YouTube channel, you'll see the progression of me learning music, and like each song just sounds completely different than the next song, and it just advances. And like this, like, in each album there's one song that's like an 8-bit retro arcadey song.
Okay.
So it's like in the next album, it's called The End of the Trilogy, which is that song. So the first song was Level Up, the second song was Power Up, and when this one releases, it's called like The Epilogue Journey, like at the end of the journey. And the first one was like a Nintendo vibe. then the second song's like the PS2, PS3 era, like arcadey stuff. And then this one is like a Sega Mega Drive vibe to it. So, when that releases, it'll just be there. It's just what I've done with all my other music. I'll just leave it there, share it the odd time and see if someone listens. But it does well on SoundCloud. But yeah, I don't brag about it too much because
it's for you, like
it's for me. Like it's like if I wanted to, I could literally just like spam my timeline every single day. This is my new song. I don't do that. Like it's the same with my podcasts. A lot of people don't know I have a podcast.
I mean, like when you look at it, like with your YouTube and the Twitch, and then now this is what I was going to say to you. This is what I actually really like about doing these podcasts is because I've known you a while now, right?
4 or 5 years. No, 5 years.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years at least, and I did not know that. Like that's what I'm saying is I'm even talking to people I've known years, and I'm finding out, man, I didn't realize this. Do you know what I mean? It's just so cool. But
yeah, it's
you've got like 4 or 5 things going on.
Like I tend to like keep myself busy, like a lot of the time because, especially with the pandemic and like staying indoors, I have more time to do this stuff. And like like I have so many like video ideas as well for when I can go do filmmaking. That like like if you look behind me here, like I have some stuff there that will be used in future projects that I want to work on.
Oh really?
So, yeah.
Really?
I bought myself a MIDI keyboard. I started learning how to play the piano. So I taught myself how to, I'll do a lot of things over the past 2 years and whatnot. And I really took into swing in the first part of the pandemic. So it used to be weekly. Now it's just like whenever I feel like doing it at the moment, because the one thing I will say about a podcast, it's very hard to consistently do a podcast by yourself.
Yes.
I've had multiple people on. The first person I ever had my gamer chat was Paddy Murphy. Then I have had some of my other friends. I used to try and get one person on each week. And then, I kind of stopped asking people and tried to see what it'd be like by myself. But I just kind of tended to not like doing it much because I love games. I love letting people know about games if they don't, if they're not like up to date. Like say if I said something to you right now that you probably wouldn't know about a certain game because you'd say that you're in the loop. But if you were like, just at the spot that like, or just at the little bit of hope that you'll be like, oh, cool, that's something that's coming out. I was looking forward to that, that you wouldn't actually know because I'll try to go into the smaller details of gaming news and, get it through that way. But yeah, it's like, and I kind of stopped doing it. Like I'm doing it this week or next week because there is a lot of gaming news at the moment with PlayStation, Xbox, and all that stuff. So I will be doing that. But I did it consistently for like 2 or 3 months, like each week, and I was like, at a certain point, it was just me by myself, and I just kind of didn't really like it as much doing it anymore because I love hearing other people's opinion on things and expressing, like letting them express how they feel about certain things, and when it's just me doing that without having someone to talk to me, it gets a bit like demoralizing. So you're like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. So yeah.
Well, I agree because I mean, as you know from even my own podcast, it's very much a 2-person kind of conversation job, which I prefer because the whole, as I said, I think I've said this so many times already. Starting this podcast was because I missed people. I missed talking to people and I missed interacting. Because I'm a people person. I've always, anyone that knows me, I'm a chatterbox man. I love to engage with people. And this was my way of like, all right, if I can't physically do it, then this is a good way to kind of, get out and learn some stuff on the way and talk about some stories and make and creatively build something while I'm doing it. But I love that you brought up the gaming because that was actually a question I had for you because gaming is very much a thing. You're like a very big part
massive part of my life.
And I even a bit of a, I won't say jealous because I I've literally had money sitting there for the PS5 for weeks now. And I genuinely, I swear to God, I mean, I know it's because I can't physically get it, but you know, I'm in no rush to buy it. Like, it's so
I'll
weird.
say this now for anyone listening.
Yeah.
You do not need a PS5 right now.
Okay. I will take that on board.
Like, bear in mind, there's a game coming out in 7 days, which will be the first proper exclusive besides Demon's Souls.
Okay.
And then in June is Ratchet and Clank. Other than that, we don't know anything else.
Nice.
So when they do start coming along next year, hopefully, or at the end of this year, you know, you'll have games to play. Right now, any game that you can play, bar Demon's Souls,
on PS4,
you can play on PS4. You know, so that's like, obviously as a content creator and, you know, game reviewer, and you know, on my channel, I have the Xbox Series X and the PS5. You know, I compare them and do things like that, and I'm fortunate enough to be in that position. You know, like, which is actually crazy because I managed to get 2 PS5s and got one for my friend, like a month apart, and like I just like found like absolutely crazy. Like, I was, because like people are finding it very difficult to find one, and I just did it straight away, and I felt bad, but like I just gave it to my mate because he was also looking for one the same time I was. Like, and I remember Paddy was looking for one, and I stayed up all night with him looking to see if we can get it, and it just didn't work out. You know, like, and it's just crazy, like how I was like, oh, I'll have a look to see if I can get it, and I ended up in a queue for GameStop and managed to get one, and I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, I was like, this is ridiculous.
It's been very much I mean, as long as I even remember from like console releases, this has been like the most insane one. I mean, I know obviously there's probably issues due to the pandemic and things of the way it happened, but
yeah,
Christ, man. I mean, I think that was one of those reasons where I see my friends kind of running around to try and, you know, get one, and you know, and then when they didn't get one, it was, you know, you could see it. It was like, oh man, that you know, it's a horrible feeling. And I think I was just sitting there going, like, I'm playing Days Gone at the moment. I'm really enjoying that.
What a game!
So I have no interest. And from what I've heard is you can just put it on your PS5 and play it anyway. But you want to know what happened to me with Days Gone? Well, I platinumed it, all right? Platinumed them.
Nice. I'm almost there.
I'm not a platinum guy. I've said this to Paddy before, and Paddy knows this. It's like I play games and I play them as much as, but I've never been a completionist on a game, depending on what it is. 9 times out of 10, you'll never find me with the platinum trophy, or I love gaming, but I've never been the guy that 100%'s it. But with Days Gone, I couldn't put it down. I was like, I have to platinum this game. There's something in me right now that needs to platinum. So I platinumed it. Then, do you remember when Sony put out the free games, and Days Gone was one of them for the PS Plus?
Yeah.
So I was like, do you know what? Fuck this. I said, I'll take the digital version off my PlayStation, and I'll just put the physical disc off the PlayStation, and just put the digital, so then I can just click it on whenever. Yeah. Then I went to the place, and I started up my new Game Plus, played on like survival mode, and then the game just wouldn't let me start. Like, you to start a brand new game, but then it was laughing at me, Dave, because my PlayStation 4 was showing me the platinum trophy.
Yeah,
but it would not load my platinum trophies file. I was going, oh my God, I'm so head wrecked. But I'm just going to play from scratch again because I love it that much.
Yeah, like Sam Ryder does a fantastic job. Like Sam Ryder as Star Killer in Force Unleashed is also fantastic as well. Like,
great, man.
Yeah, like I feel bad that there's not going to be a second Days Gone. Like Sony turning that down. It is a bummer. And like, obviously the main developer, like ahead of Sony, Ben, was like, well, you should have bought it at a full price. Then it's like, not everybody has 60-70 quid to fork out for a game straight away, buddy. You know, like Sony was the one, you pitched your sequel to Sony, and Sony said no, it wasn't us. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, with the whole gaming thing is how I actually managed to have my name Dante's Double before I rebranded.
Yeah, because I was going to actually ask you that at the start about this. And now that we're speaking about it, we might as well get into it. What was the reason to change? Because I remember Dante's Double, and
yeah,
when I was like, obviously looking up your new stuff on Twitch and YouTube, I was like, Mr. Davy Boy, which is when I noticed, and this is a funny story for you. Dave had been commenting on previous videos of the podcast,
and not knowing it was me.
And for the first few episodes, I was like, who is Mr. Davy Boy? It's like, I don't understand who this is. And it was and then I eventually I clicked in. I was kind of going, I was like, is this Dave Markham? Does he have another channel? And then I didn't realize that you had rebranded as Mr. Davy Boy. So what was the what was the decision to change the name and just rebrand, or was it just?
Yeah, so I used to have an old PS3 account called J3T2K whatever. That was it was a mouthful. Because one of my favorite bands were Hollywood Undead, and J3T is in that band. So I was just like 2K whatever. Yeah. And then like I remember Devil May Cry Devil May Cry and the Jack and Daxter HD trilogy were the free month in September for the PlayStation Plus on the PlayStation 3. And I was like, I've actually had someone say I looked like Dante when I was younger with my hairstyle and shit like that. And I was like, Dante's Double. And I had that name for years. It was on my Xbox, on all my socials and stuff like that. That was my name. And then I had it for Twitch. And like whenever I popped into like Paddy or someone else I knew, they were like, oh, Dante, how you doing? I was like, I felt like I didn't connect with them. And I was like, I don't want people calling me Dante. If I want to spread my message of positivity and let people like interact with me, I want to go by my actual name. And for ages I was having this identity crisis. I was like, oh, do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this? Do I do that? Like so I was just like, for ages I was just in like this like loop. Was like, do I go by Dante or do I change it? Because I was just like, my whole message is love, peace, and positivity. Like, love yourself. Like, there's no point like arguing with each other, and just be positive about your day, because your life will be so much better once you just stop listening to negativity. Like, and I've learned that so much over the last few years. Like, as in, if someone's negative, I'm like, I'll ask them, are they okay? Like, because I'm not going to let it affect me, So I was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Mr. Like, it was just going to be Davy Boy, but Twitch wouldn't allow that. So I was like, okay, Mr. Davy Boy. And then I got that. And then like, so as I branded with that, I just felt like when people like, I actually love it so much more now. I go into one of my friends' stream or something like, hey, Davy, how you doing? And I actually feel like I'm connecting with them a bit more, that they're actually talking to me and not my, like, what would be like my persona or my, my other, it's like, because my music name is Dante. Like the music I release, I go under the name Dante for that. So in a way it was like Dante's Double, Dante, just like that type of thing. But going as Mr. Davy Boy, just having my name as Dave, it felt like anyone who talked to me, I would connect a bit more with them, because I was like, I want to make sure everyone is happy and stuff like that. But for me, it just felt weird. I was like, I want people to talk to me, not Dante. So I was just like, yeah. I'm gonna change it. So yeah.
Here, you don't need to talk to me about that, man, because let's be honest, when someone calls me by my real name, which is Stephen, it feels weird. Like it's like I've been known as Tubbs, like I wrestled as Ace, became Twistedtubz, and how many other different names on the film screen. So I'm definitely on board with the whole, identifying as something, but you do get locked into a name. But Stephen's not the one for me. That like my normal name is never the one.
I've never called you by Stephen, and even when we first met, it's always been Tubbs. Yeah, like anytime we talk about you, it's Tubbs. Like it's just, I wouldn't be able to call you Stephen.
It's so weird. I used to do this thing. It's an American Pie reference, but my mate Tim Horgan would knows about this, like, but it's back in the earlier days, like when the lads would call me Stephen, I'd always do this like thing where I'd hide behind the curtain. I was like, don't call me Stephen, and I'd hide and fucking like whip in behind it and stuff, because I was just funny, because I literally was, even to my closest mates, was always known as Tubbs. It was just a name, and it's become a nickname. My older brother had it, my dad was called that, my younger brother. My sister now, not so much. You've met Bex, like you've met Rebecca.
Yeah, I have.
She never kind of followed in line with the whole Tubbs name.
Yeah.
But no, but it's about brand. I won't say branding, because I don't go around like call me Twistedtubz. That's just became something. that started, funny enough, Dave, I'll tell you how that began, was I used to wrestle under the character name as Ace, Alex Christian Edinburgh, which is something I made up in a white mask and the kind of black and white gothic attire and stuff. But I had a storyline where like the character took like too many bangs to the head and started to kind of lose it a bit, and it was like a split personality in the brain coming out like a Mick Foley job.
Yeah.
And Twistedtubz was like the darker side of the Ace
Side of
persona. Yeah, and it ended up becoming like my production logo. It ended up becoming the podcast name and just an array of other things. So yeah, work with Dante's double, work with Mr. Davy Boy, just push it to the moon, man, because that's all. At the end of the day, it all comes from in here. You know, it's all here and here, and it's all you. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
I have loved seeing you, because as I said, I've known you 5 years.
Yeah.
and you're a little older now, Dave. You're a little older. But you know what I mean. But it's but you do see it growth in people, man, in such a short span of time. And the reason I bring this up, Dave, is because you're blonde now, man.
Yeah.
Like you're like full on blonde.
Fun fact, it's not blonde, it's actually silver. It just looks blonde. So like if I was to like add like, see, I wonder if I'll open up the blind.
Okay.
It's actually silver.
Yeah.
Like but yeah. So what happened was, unlike you, I like to platinum games.
Yes.
So I've recently platinumed all of the Dark Souls games, Bloodborne and Sekiro and Demon Souls. But during that process, I had a beard, and I had a beard, and it was going gray from stress from playing those games. Yeah, so like I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna shave. I'm just gonna like dye my hair, because I was like, I always wanted to dye it again. Like last time I dyed it, I was like in 6th class. So like I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, like it actually oddly suits me, which is weird. I wouldn't think it would, but I was like, oh, no harm in trying anyway. So yeah, it's refreshing to to have a little bit of a different style once every so often, because I was getting sick of looking in the mirror, just having this beard and like just hair all over the place. So I got like, I got my dad to cut my hair, and I was like, yeah, okay. Then I didn't tell my parents about it. Like I think it took my mother 4 hours or 4 or 5 hours of me walking around her before she knows I dyed my hair. So, and then she was like, Dave, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, why? She's like, no, but are you all right? And I was like, I said so, yeah.
The stress is getting to me, man. Look, the color of my hair.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna like switch it up, just like my hair is probably gonna stay like this for a good while. I actually like, personally, I do like my hair this way, so I'm gonna keep it this way for a while. So yeah.
Okay, man. Yeah. Come here. I went through a phase there years ago where I had every color of the rainbow in this growing on my head, and now it's just gray on the sides. It's just all gray. I badgered up, as you will. Officially become my own badger. Look.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, but I know I spotted it the minute you came on like camera today, and I was going, I'm gonna need to find a window to ask Dave about this, because that's cool, But
yeah, like a lot of people don't know I have my hair dyed.
I mean, but come here, look. I mean, I think this year alone, man, this year's was. I mean, if anything, I'm all for people trying stuff like that. I mean, change your look, shave the beard off, dye the hair. This all comes with like I've gotten so bad with my beard now that now I will never shave it off again. Like I always go through those stages where I shave it and I clean shave my face and then cry for 3 days until it like grows back, because I think I have this mad fat chin, and I don't, Dave. It's just my brain's mental.
Yeah, I thought the same.
My brain sees this,
Yeah, like that was me with the beard. I looked heavier, and I was like, I gotta get rid of it. And then I started looking 10 again, so I was like, yeah, might as well. But yeah, okay, go on.
No. I was saying, you ran about looking heavier and kind of stuff like that, and since we have been in a pandemic for like 19 years, it seems like at this point,
probably, yeah,
working out, man. Because I know, even being in college and kind of doing films with you and stuff, that you did keep yourself in impressively good shape for a long time. So how have you maintained that? We've been locked up.
Realistically, no, I haven't. Mainly for the fact that I was unfortunately one of those people that got hit really hard at the start of the pandemic,
Mhm.
where like I just started going downhill.
It was made
You
of.
know, like I started drinking a lot, and like that's things I never do. You know, like have you ever seen me drink alcohol?
I mean, I don't, as you know, I don't drink anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, even back even in college, it was never your thing.
Yeah, like I was just like I was at a bit of a decline for a while, and I was like, I was in a very, very bad place that I had to try and dig myself out of it. And that was just a constant loop in my head where like my mentality and mental health was like I was questioning myself with shit and stuff like that. So I was like, and I had to like step back a bit. Like there'd be days where I literally just slept and not left my bed for the whole day and just felt like not doing anything, you know? And it like ruined my sleeping schedule where I'd get out of bed at like 5 o'clock in the day and like I'd be up until 5 o'clock. Yeah. And like it really hit me hard at one point. And then I was just like, okay, I gotta step back. Like, and then the real issue was my diet, my like eating smaller shitty chocolates and nitpicking at stuff like that really brought me down because of all the sugar in it. And like instead of doing that the whole time now, I'd literally just have like some Greek yogurt and some granola to try and fill me up a bit. And I'm in a way better like mindset now than I was back then, but I am slowly getting back into it because like at the start as well, I had a subcorneal bursitis in my shoulder.
Okay.
So like I couldn't exactly like lift weight over my head, and it destroyed me because I loved going to the gym. Like I was a health freak and shit like that, and that was also another thing. Like I actually have a video of me that I still have where it's half. I woke up at 6:30, went for my jog at 7:30, and I was it's a video of me telling myself that your shoulder will recover soon. And I think it was like May 22nd, 2020. Was it 2000? Yeah, 2020. And I was like, you're in a shit mood right now, but I promise you, like Dave, promise yourself that you're going to be better. And like for a while I was like just going up and down, but like I'm just going upwards now. Like I'm doing what I love. My Twitch channel is getting better, I'm meeting more amazing people. Like I'm looking after myself more and going like no joke, anyone who watches like go for a 20-minute walk every day, or even if it's up and down your stairs, or if you're in a bungalow just around your house, all right, you will feel so much better doing that when you just do that. Because like I put in my headphones and I go for a 20-minute walk and I come back, so I'll do like 40, and then sometimes I'll go for a jog wearing my weighted vest. Then like I'll do my push-ups, my squats and stuff like that, and I'm starting to feel way better. But I just can't wait for the gym to open back up, man. I just can't wait for the gym to open back
Cool.
up. Like just some things that you just I don't have a bench here, so I'm just like I can't bench. Like I have the highest weight I have that isn't my weighted vest is like 5 kg dumbbells, and I can't do jack squat with that. So I'm just like
I mean,
trying to keep myself a bit.
I find I get too distracted at home when it comes to
Yeah,
working. But
yeah. It's that is a massive
the
massive
routine of a gym, you know what I mean, going in
yeah,
the doors, and you know yourself because you've gone to the gym. It's that routine of going in and kind of like going, all right, I'm going to do half an hour on this, this I'm going to do reps or whatever, lift weights and all this, and then I'm going to do cardio or vice versa, whichever way you do your workout.
yeah.
You have that kind of like schedule. But leading back to what you were saying about the pandemic and the earlier stretches about it, I mean, I can completely relate to what you were saying there, because as I talked to you before about this, I was very much in my head
Mm.
for
And
like
that's the worst place to
months.
be. And especially
I
during a
was
pandemic that you can't leave your house.
I was so bad. I really was. I mean, I think I was just like I just had no drive. And you've known me a long time now, so you know that I'm always bouncy. I'm always up for doing it and getting stuck in and doing things. And I had none of it. Like I
Yeah,
lost. I mean, I was jumping on Brian's channel, I was jumping on Paddy's channel, things like that, but physically, like doing anything like a podcast or anything like that, doing nothing. But it's as you were saying about feeling bad when you mentioned May of 2020. Like I've wrestled for years and I've had very kind of limited injuries and stuff. Obviously knees kind of battered up or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed, but last year I spent in the middle of a pandemic when the summer started in a sling for almost 3 months.
Why?
I decided like that I in my brain I was 21, but my body, is not 21 anymore. And so I went to jump a gate. But what happened
Oh
was is
well.
the lock wasn't fully in and it kind of snapped and opened and the gate swung. But I was so far up like that I just went boom, cracked the middle of my elbow, like fractured it right in the center. And to this day, if you can see, look, I can't bend it fully. It's all messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that was crazy that you said that you were feeling that way at the start of last year because now I'm the same way. I'm kind of doing the podcast and we're all, and I look at you, I look at Paddy, I look at Baz, I look at Brian. Every one of us we're all doing stuff. We're all, I mean, and it's all
Doing what we
individual
love.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's a load of content there now. It's like, I'm even seeing Baz like embrace gaming and things like that over the
It's
pandemic
so amazing to see.
has
Like,
been great. It's
yeah.
so good. Like, and
What I found hilarious was like I think you saw me in his chat, and then you came over and followed me on mine. I was like, oh, well, Tubbs.
yeah, because I have said it to the lads. Paddy knows this, but and I always joke and I'm not always on them,
Yeah.
and that's not because I'm like going on in the streams. It's because, man, I'm so bad with Twitch. Like I'm the worst. Like I mean, I'd be trying to look. I'm like even trying to, and it's not because I'm old and I don't know technology. It's I just
Yeah.
Twitch and my brain don't seem to mesh well. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a roadblock
I
for
think I
me.
remember you said on Baz's channel, I clicked on his name and all of a sudden I'm in his. I thought I was still typing in yours. What's going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh
It
wow,
was. I
yeah.
actually went to. I think I went to follow you and one of the other lads he had mentioned, and then I literally had like left his stream, and then I was like, "How the
Yeah.
hell am I getting back to the stream?" So I had to go to Facebook to get back onto the stream, and
Yeah.
that's just because of those little things. Like, but yeah. While we're talking about YouTube and Twitch, so let's get stuck into your because Twitch is your new baby, right?
Yeah, it has been. It's I've actually managed to do rather well in the last month. I got affiliate 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
So
I
I
know.
know
Yeah, fair play.
so that was nice to see. And it just ever since I've gotten that, I said to myself, okay, now just be like I'm still being myself, but I want to try and make my content better for people as well.
Yeah,
So like, I have people working on emotes and I'm like just still do me. Like I have a schedule the majority of the time. Like I pretty much stream every single day. Like I took a 2-day break last week just to have to myself because I was rearranging my room and nothing was going my way that day. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not touching anything. But my Twitch has actually gotten like it's gotten like crazy. Like it's growing rapidly and it's something that I was never expecting. Like I've had my Twitch channel for over 6 years, but I've only started streaming for the past 5 months.
yeah.
And and just to see it rapidly increase is something that I was not expecting. So I'm just like, hi guys. Like I'm just like, because to me it's like when I'm streaming, okay, I'm just pressing a button, the streaming button. But if I didn't press that, I'd be still doing the exact same thing. If
I
there's
mean,
no
you're
one in my
playing the
chat,
games anyway, right?
yeah, like I'm playing the game. So like if there was no one in my chat, I'd be acting the same way as I do. And it's just that some weird people think that that I'm entertaining, and I don't know why. So I'm literally just acting like me. But like I appreciate everyone that comes onto it. Like your support. Paddy is also massive support on my channel because I've been like I've been in Paddy's for like it's his anniversary soon on being on Twitch. So like I've been supporting him since day one. Like
Year
regardless that
one,
we're
baby.
family. Yeah, like like I it's just like all of these like Twitch is an amazing community when you meet the right people.
Yeah.
And like, I know that's weird to say, like, but like I've met so many amazing people through Paddy, and I've also met some amazing people through like just myself, like just like looking at all these like people that have the same interests that I have. And like I have some people that just like appear from like Puerto Rico, Brazil, and they're like, oh, you're playing Sly Cooper, that's so cool, I played that for my childhood. And I was like, yeah, I never played Sly Cooper growing up, that's why I'm playing it now. It's just like all these little things that are amazing. Like I used to make so much YouTube content, and I was just like, I at one point, like, numbers and views were getting to me, and I was feeling a bit down on that I was putting in so much editing work on a lot of my videos that it just wasn't getting like anything to that. And like, it's not the right mindset to have, but that's the mindset I did have. And like, I was like, okay, I'll just post to YouTube weekly, and that's my podcast. Like, I'll put it on there, and then when I release my song, I'll release a song there, but like with Twitch, I play games every single day. I'm just pressing a record button before I actually play it, and that's like the only main difference. And like, I honestly, like, I never thought I'd have like 10 followers. Bear in mind that I have like 100 and something now, and like I've gained like 70 in the past 2 weeks. But I'm just like, lads, chill the fuck out. Like, don't know what you're expecting from me, But yeah, my
random. Sorry,
uh,
I'm just looking at, if you can see it here, look at the big mad white patch on my face here, like.
yeah, these
I don't know what is happening with this. Look, I put my hand here, will I?
That's
better, David. Well, sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, no. You know yourself, like, from what exactly that is. That's just lighting,
Yes.
It's just the lighting. Like, it's like, that's why I close my blind, because like, you would not be able to see my face if I do this. So,
but how mental is the brain? Like, I'm listening to every word you were saying, and then in the back of my mind is like, why is this happening to my face on this podcast? I was going, look at this stupid fucking thing, which is just how it just goes to show how crazy I can be with stupid little things like that.
Yeah, I'm the exact same thing. I'll notice the smallest little detail about myself and just completely go, fuck. I'm just like, oh shit. But yeah, like Twitch is just anyone who's like supporting me on Twitch, like, never expected, like, it was never, but it's 1000% appreciated, because I'm literally just going about my day, what I'd be doing on a normal daily basis.
Yeah.
It's just that it just feels like, especially during a pandemic, you can't meet your friends. So it feels like your friends are coming to visit you, but online, and just talking to you through that. And there is a wholesome feeling to that. But like, if you're going onto Twitch expecting to have people talking your chat, especially don't, like, you're going to, like, it's going to, like, I've turned off my viewer count because I don't want to see, I have no one looking at me, and I've been streaming for the past 4 hours. And like, some people are like, well, it was just a waste of time. It's like, that's why you stream for yourself, or like you played against yourself and you just press stream. That's what I've been doing. And like, sometimes I'd forget that I'm looking, like, I look at my chat and someone typed, I'm like, oh shit, sorry, if you're still there. And then because I'm just like invested in the game, and like, one thing I have been doing is collecting a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff during the fucking pandemic as well. Like, what is it, all the Blu-rays from Dragon Ball are coming out at the moment. Yeah, so what is it, 3 days now, season 6 comes out, so I'm waiting for that to arrive, and just collect up my anime collection. Like, I've
been collecting these bad boys here. You see that?
Barely, but what?
It's I'm trying. It's the Devastator.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it now.
It's the McFarlane line of DC figures.
Yeah.
But then, I got bits and pieces in. So I mean, and I'm the same as you were saying about Dragon Ball Z. I'm collecting. I'm going through a run at the moment of all like the DC animated movies on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Trying to get them, like. But I think that's the way it was as well, Dave. I think that's the way the majority of the pandemic was for people. They either went into mad collecting things because they couldn't go out and physically spend money, like coffee, or or go to shops and buy things. So, I mean, my Amazon account was the most active it had ever been in 2020, because it was just literally weekly. And what was nice about it as well? I remember saying this to Brian Regan. It was nice to get mail.
Yeah, you say hello to the postman.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You got a box and you were like, oh, it's not like bills. It's something for me. You know what I mean? It's a nice feeling,
Yeah, like
Um,
what was it like? I bought a shit ton of 4K films as well because
yeah.
with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, it has a 4K Blu-ray drive. So like I'd hook it up to my TV and like my favorite film of all time is Blade Runner for 2049. Like it's my favorite film of all time. So you know, the cinematography, just everything, the visual effects, everything about that film. When I saw it in cinema, blew my mind, and I was like, it's the first film I watched in 4K when not in the cinema, and I was like, oh, so good. But yeah, like I've been collecting so much pointless shit, but to me it means something. Like I have this a Pyraminx, something I bought relatively recent, like a Rubik's Cube triangle.
Yeah.
I almost have it solved. Like there's just very, very little pieces left to solve. I'm going to try and see if I can get under 5 minutes within the next month. Like that's just keeping my mind going somewhat sane from stopping from going insane. But yeah,
You
like
know what you could do
well,
is you could go online, right, and buy Copex markers, alcohol-based markers,
and
and then
just
when no one's looking, paint that Rubik's cube and go, look, I solved this motherfucker. You know.
yeah, like I'm in the middle of trying to solve the algorithm, but I'll get it eventually. Yeah, but yeah, I've been just kind of like movie wise, I've just been watching Disney Plus as well. You know, trying to keep
Yeah.
my sane of that. Like I think Disney Plus was like Disney did so well with during the pandemic with literally lockdown pretty much happening, and then like in March Disney Plus goes live, and then like Mandalorian season 1 came out when that happened, and with all the other little tidbits, and then season 2, just
And then
uh
stars.
oh yeah, and then but the Stars came out in like 23rd of February or something like that. So there's actually some shows in that I've watched, but I'm actually watching Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I'm almost up to date with that, so just
I,
in time for a Bad Batch
I
when that
still have
comes
to
out.
catch up on that. Brian O'Regan has been on my ass about watching this because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, man. I always have been. But
Mm-hmm.
I went through now. Just one thing in the pandemic I went through was like where like you had days where your brain is just you're tired or you just you can't concentrate properly. You can't really physically get stuck into like a brand new 3 hour 2 hour movie that has like where your brain needs to be on. So
Yeah,
I was
but
just
you'll
going like.
watch about 6 hours of an episodic film TV show.
Yeah, or I was just doing what everyone does at times in their life. It's like going like 70 show. I've seen the 70 show. I enjoy the 70 show. Let's watch the
I'm gonna
70
watch it.
show and just
Yeah,
keep watching. I think I did that with How I Met Your Mother and Scrubs, and there was a lot of shows. I think I'm initially at the moment I'm watching because the whole thing is on Netflix. I'm watching Big Bang Theory at the moment. Um,
yes, that's good.
and I've seen all this stuff before. It's like
Yeah,
it's so now it's weird. It's like now when I see a new film, like because with Culture Cast that we do on Sunday nights, it's I found I have no choice but to watch new content because
yeah,
Brian will kick my ass if I don't do my homework for the show. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's so it is that thing of like where like I found it. I kind of it's kind of what did I say? It's like hills and valleys of kind of mindset. You know what I mean? Jumping onto like new content and then rewatching old content, and that's what I love about streaming services more so in the pandemic is it gave you a choice of both. You
yeah,
could watch all this
definitely.
brand new stuff, like especially as you were saying, Clone Wars and things like that. Getting ready for the Bad Batch. But you could just like you could watch something you've seen 100 times and it's there, and
Yeah,
that's the beauty of the streaming model. Now, do you know what I mean? We like the kids that could come after us, um, won't know what it was like to hope. Like they probably will because it'll still be around. But if there was a time where we didn't think that they'd be able to sit in a cinema hall or anything like that because of this crazy fucking pandemic thing we got ended up landed in. But
yeah,
overall, it's good. We live in a content filled world, and we're two content kids. Let's be honest. You know,
yeah, yeah.
we are. So like the fact that we get to explore so much of it is so good. Like and I've another question for you. I
Yeah.
had to ask it before we come close to anywhere close to finishing up this interview. Um, uh, food videos with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Are you bringing that back? Because I have to say, right, it's because I know you and Amy. I thought that was the coolest idea ever because it just was. It came out of left field, and I was like, "What the hell is Dave doing here, eating food
Oh
with Amy?"
yeah. Yeah. It
And
was actually
yeah,
just the fact that I had the Tokyo treat thing on renewal. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot to cancel it. And then I got another one. I was like, and then I turned to Amy, was like, would you be on a YouTube video with me? And we just like make content out of this, just for the entertainment of people during this type of thing. And she was like, yeah, I'll be down, because she's never tried Japanese food, and like she hates sushi and shit like that. So I was like, this is the only time I'll ever get her to have a Japanese food.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it actually did rather well. So who knows, it might come back. But
if you do bring it back, right, and this is when things open back up, I have a food request for you on it.
What is it?
Right. It's a bacon double cheeseburger from Burger King. Right.
I love it.
With chicken hook gravy put on top of the burger.
Chicken hook gravy on top of the burger.
Yes.
That means I'm gonna have to use a knife and fork.
No, you just gotta open the burger and then put the gravy on and smack that crap back down. So if you do end up doing that in the show and it is that ends up on it, just let me know what you think, because I created that one night drunk, man, and it was one night I was drunk. I created this thing. I bought this Burger King double bacon XL burger, and then before I knew it, we were up the top of town, and then I was in the chicken up buying gravy and putting these two things together.
Yeah,
now, I was drunk at the time, but it was amazing then. I would really, really like to see if someone else agrees with me sober.
I definitely be down to trying it. Like one of the things that I have been like planning when the pandemic pisses off and goes on its own way is that like when I because I do have a plan of certain areas I'm going to go within the world, just testing their foods and stuff like that, and maybe bring Amy with me, we'll see. But like because I do plan on like going to a lot of places before a certain age, and focus a bit more on other things. But like I have a lot of content ideas. Some of them will never see the light of day because it's just impossible, and that's just how life works. But like who knows, like I will probably bring it back at some point, because my brother actually was like turned to me when he saw it, and he was like, because my brother was in Poland and he was like, Dave, that was a funny video. And I was like, was it?
Yeah,
and
I was like,
like mainly because I did a bit of editing too, though. I don't think it wouldn't have hit it as well if I didn't do some editing aspects to it. But like that's what I like. That was one of those videos that I felt happy with, because I put a little bit of time into it and it got rewarded with other people watching it. And then like it was so funny because some of Amy's family were like, what is Dave? Is Dave like a vlogger or something? And then her mother turned to her family and was like, oh no, Dave's an influencer. And I was like, I'm fucking not. I'm not. What are you doing? I'm literally just, I was like, I'm a content creator. That's
it. That's where it needs to stay.
Yeah, like I create content from literally all, like I'm not in one category. I stream, I make music, I make films, I do so much shit. And like I just don't brag about it. Like you did not know I had 50 songs and two albums out.
No.
Because I don't go like, yeah, well, I have this. Like, so yeah, bear in mind, some of my music is very, very, very good in my own opinion, because I have to be, but I also critique my music as well. Yeah. But I know for a fact some of my music is decent, because I've had like people go, oh man, this is actually sick, that I've never met before in my life, and they just comment on it and like shit, and I'm like, oh thanks, and I put hours and hours and hours into my music, which at one point it was unhealthy. But yeah, but like it's just, if I'd say things would be a lot different if I tried to promote my music a lot more than I do my Twitch channel.
Yeah.
And even but
promoted through your Twitch channel.
Yeah, I actually, like, some people have suggested that as well, like because for my celebration of 100 followers, I released the song on stream that people could listen to, who was ever in that time, and they got to listen. They were like, wait, what, this is yours? And I was like, yeah. It's like, man, why don't you just put this as your background stuff? And I was like, I don't know.
I have it. Do you know when you reach 1,000 followers on Twitch?
If
no ifs, you will. But when you reach 1,000 followers on Twitch, right, you have to live stream. Never have I ever.
Never have I. Oh man. Oh my God. That film, bro. That was the first film we both acted in together.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Like, because the first film I ever worked on was your film.
Actually, yeah, you did
Life as I See
sound
It.
BTS. You did your
Yeah.
extras work. You did a lot of jobs in that movie.
Yeah. Like, it's like, was that the name of it? As Life as I See It, or what was it?
The world is the state.
The World as I See It. Yeah. That was my first project with the Badgers. Then I worked at Passenger Zero. I was in oh no, it was also, yeah, it was in the, yeah, extras. Yeah, it was, I did a lot. I was actually surprised with how much in that one is. Like, yeah, like I remember when Passenger Zero released, I was at a concert, and like I was sitting down eating Mexican food, and I was like, oh, there it is, they released Passenger Zero. And I was like, ah, that I was cold that day. And then I just remember watching your one, and I was like, I remember I had the sound, and I was like using the fucking shit, and I was like, I've never used this before.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but like yeah, all the music shit or the film shit is, I'm so happy that I got to work on it, and all the music shit as well that I've been doing. Like, I think working on sound and film has kind of been brought over to my music, where everything is kind of filled out now, as opposed to where I've been my first song. There was like, you could hear me playing the piano, but then like, something, a synth would arrive and something like that. It didn't sound right, as opposed to my latest stuff. Like, if you want, after the whatchamacallit, this, I'll send you one of my songs from the new album, so you can have a listen to it.
I would actually very much like to fucking hear content that I never knew you actually dug in. I knew you were musical. I knew you dabbed around with music and stuff, but I never realized you had been making it consistently over the last few years.
Yeah. Like it was a heavy part of last year was music. That was just like I remember me and my mate, like, he used to sit across from me, and we'd be talking to like where I worked, we'd like talk to like our agency that was in Egypt, and he'd be like, mate, trying to buy an album. Like, trying to promote me to everyone in Egypt, and they're like, yeah, how much? Or like, and I was like, man, stop, please, like, we're stop, but yeah, then like he was like, Ashley, like, he was one of the main reasons why I kind of stuck at it, because he's like, yeah, man, you should, just like stick at it. And then he was like, why don't you make an album? And because of him, I have 2-3 albums out now. So I have 2 Degrees, which was my first album. I have Sinned, which is my second album, and Heaven and Hell, which is my third. Oh wait, I have 3 albums out, and I'm on my 4th one. Yeah, so it's just that
4 fucking albums, man.
Yeah, it's just, I just remember because I didn't actually release Heaven and Hell on YouTube, and that's where like all my other music is. Like that one's on SoundCloud. I'll send you a link to the SoundCloud as well. But yeah, like I remember it'd be like 4 a.m. and I'm like doing a riff on the guitar, like, and I'm just like in my headphones, I'm like da, 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 da. And then like if anyone was watching me, they were just like, I'm just here in the dark, I'm trying to play music on the guitar. But yeah, it's amazing to see how much I've developed in that, and seeing how much you've developed, and seeing how you were like, I'm going to do this now. It's now or never. I got to do it. And like, it's amazing how much you've like grown, and how consistent you've been, and you're always planning ahead. Whereas me, I'm just like, yeah, I'll stream today. Why am I streaming? I fuck knows. I'll stream though. Like
that's a different kind of brass, though, man. Because that's consistency without you realizing consistency. If you get me, you're just like, it's clicking with you. Like with me, it was very much. I had to sit through practically an entire year in my own head. To finally get a switch to click on and get me to where I needed to be with this. But no, I am very much thankful for all the good praise there, man. But I have to say, since I stumbled across yourself Amy, Jody, and all the lads inside in college, to see you grow now, to see the amount of content that you're pushing out, and the fact that you're doing it with a smile on your fucking face, man. I don't see any better way to finish this interview than just a pure ray of positivity towards David, Mr. Davy Boy. Dude, you're killing it, and continue to kill it. And because
you too, buddy.
what else is there to do, my friend? What else is there to actually do? You just gotta like literally get up and just put on your shoes or your loafers or whatever the fuck you wear. I don't really. Everyone, yeah, Crocs, man. That's an old school reference, but we get it because I don't even think they make those fuckers anymore. But
Probably not.
yeah. But like I say every time, David, thank you so much for coming on the show. Every story has to have an ending. Sadly, we have to end this book right now. But as Dave has 4 albums, I'm pretty sure if I ask Dave, he will come back on for one more chapter. At a later time. Yeah. Because I reckon there's a lot more to talk about, my friend. There's a lot more entertainment, a lot more gaming, and I'm pretty sure these 2 books here, David and myself, have a lot more shit to come. So we'll have a lot more to talk about in the next run.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Dave, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's actually been a blast. Really has. No, really kind of, as I said, I found out things I didn't know. I did not know about the music, which is always a plus when you have an interview with someone that you kind of know a long time. But you start to figure out, because let's be honest, we all do things people might not have been aware of or before the time frame of a friendship or joint interaction. But no, it's cool. My only advice is just, man, just keep plugging, keep getting up every day, stream away. The world is going to
do what makes you happy.
Do what makes you happy and smile. Now, I've said it before, right? There's a slogan I live by, and I'm going to give it to you today, is if you can stand up straight and your knees don't buckle and you can force even half a smile on your face, you're doing all right. That's the way I look at it. I mean, if you can stand up straight and even get half of a smile out, you're doing all right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, as I said, I hate ending videos, man, because I love talking to people. I hate ending them because if you see it on a few of my videos, I tend to ramble through it. I'm trying to get better at that. So what I will say is, you've been watching the Twistedtubz podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Tubley, aka Twistedtubz. He is Mr. Davy Boy, David Markham. Buddy, it's been a pleasure. Throw those thumbs up and let's send them home.
See ya.